In Visual Studio Code, let's ask Copilot if it can help us with Azure SQL. Confident, Copilot starts telling us not only that it can help us with SQL, but also help us with building an API or deploying. Let's start by telling it what we want to do, and let's pretend that we're a small business owner and we need to track the plant inventory in our flower shop. That's not a lot of information, but it's enough for Copilot to get started. It uses it to start figuring out a basic schema to help me go along, and then it asks me if I need anything else. Seeing that it doesn't have categories, I want to point out, I group my plants by categories. Taking the original schema and adding to it, it displays the ERD diagram and asks us if there's anything else. And there is. I don't have one shop, I have two shops, which needs an additional table to track the shops. Satisfied with this schema, I'm ready to go. What happens next is that Copilot will spin up a version of SQL Server for me. It's going to look at my device and see what I have installed, and it's going to notice I have Aspire and Docker. It's asking me if I want to use one of those, and I'll point out I just want to use Docker. Now Copilot starts building out the compose file that will give me SQL Commander with SQL Server. This is important because SQL Commander is just a quick way to interact with my database. I can review the database diagram that it's written into DB overview for me so that I can see what's about to happen. At the same time, I can see that there's a service overview that I can review later. The database folder is the SQL database project. It has in it the files that create the different objects, so the plants or the categories or the shops. And you can see it's just the create statements. Because this is a database project, it's able to take all of these and incrementally update my database. This first time, of course, it'll put everything up there, including what you see here, sample data that Copilot has built for me so that I can see everything working and be satisfied with it. It's finished our Docker Compose file, which you can see has both the SQL Server at the top, SQL Server 2025, it'll run locally in a container, and SQL Commander. The gitignore mentions my env file. Here you can see the env file. It sets my environment variables of all my secrets. Those will eventually actually be inside the container. Where's the container? I can go back now to my service overview. I can see how everything is laid out, and I can just let Copilot work. Automatically it launches SQL Commander. I can go in and see that the DBO schema has 3 objects. Let's take a look. The shops have 2 shops in it, like I said I did, and it just guessed at the name, and it inserted some plants that we saw from that post-deployment script. I can take a quick snapshot of the schema if I need to, and my local database is up, going, and ready to develop against.